YouTube, what is up? It is your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com. And in today's Madden 24 video, I'm going to show you guys the best way to play defense after this latest patch. Now, there's been a ton of talk about this fatigue stamina glitch and how it's ruining the game. But in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can easily counter this on defense so you never have to worry about it again. Now, I'm running Dollar from multiple defensive playbook. Dollar is still by far the best defense in the game. You just have to know how to get around this stamina glitch. Now, when you're dealing with Dollar, the main players you need to worry about that are going to get glitched by fatigue and stamina are really your sub linebackers, your slot corners if you blitz them, and then also your two defensive ends. Those are the most common players you need to worry about getting fatigue glitch. Now, in this game, I'm going to show you guys how I avoid the fatigue glitch and how you can easily do so as well. So, the first thing you need to be aware of is the weight of your defensive players. By far, that is the most important. If you have 240, 250 pound DNs, chances are, they're going to get fatigued immediately, like within a play or two, and then it's going to be an ongoing battle throughout the whole game. If you have slot corners you're blitzing that are 200 pounds, same thing. If you're sending sub linebackers up to A-gap that are 220 pounds, same thing. So there's like some very specific players and subs you can utilize on defense to counter this. And you guys can kind of see he has a decent idea himself. If you look at his defensive line, you can see right now, it looks like he has Cameron Hayward. That might be Clowney and maybe Jalen Carter. So you're seeing 3 D linemen that are around 300, if not north of 300 pounds. Now, there's actually some better ones you can get than that, and I'll go over that in a second here. But generally speaking, on your D-line, you want fat dudes, because what people are doing right now on offense is they're using fat dudes to fatigue you. And, the patch notes were really bad. They didn't really explain what the patch really did. If you want a full explanation of the fatigue glitch, how it really works, what triggers it, how you can abuse and counter it, and the best defense to play, I actually did a full update about this on sportsgamers.com for my VIP members. VIP members will get access to all my schemes, all my tips. You can click the link in the description. I also pinned it in the comments, and use coupon code DUKE for 10% off your order if you want to dominate like me. It's the best deal out there in the Madden tip space. I promise you guys that. Now, you're seeing a few other things right off the bat. Gronk, I believe, is a must-have on defense right now because you can put him in at sub linebacker, and he's around 270 pounds. So you guys can see him, and granted, he only had the ball for 2 or 3 plays so far, but the only player on my defense who's even remotely tired is Will Anderson. Now, you guys can see his tackle on the right of the screen. That dude looks like he's well over 300. Will Anderson's like a small dude, so that's not surprising. But what you're seeing is that's the only guy that's tired. Gronk, he's coming up the A-gap at around 270 pounds. Even when he gets blocked, it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. The other thing I will say is, honestly, since this patch, if I'm blitzing a slot corner, normally I'd sub in Julius Peppers because Julius Peppers is almost 300 pounds. So if I really want to get around the slot corners getting fatigued or my sub linebacker getting fatigued, I'll just use Julius Peppers. That boy is 295 pounds, I believe. That dude is going to never be fatigued. You can get around the fatigue with Julius Peppers alone. I believe him and Gronk are the 2 biggest must-haves in the game right now. Gronk is the best sub linebacker with weight on him, and Julius Peppers is the biggest wild card on defense right now, the safety, because he's a safety. That means he could play anywhere in the defensive backfield. He can play sub linebacker, and he's 295 pounds. So those dudes right there are the 2 biggest ways to counter the fatigue. Basically, for either corners or sub linebackers or safeties, right? Now, again, there's a lot of other players you can have. I would say the D-line is also very critical because, you're facing a runner or someone that's going to have a long drive. I've stopped this guy already, I believe it is 2 times in a matter of about 5 plays. So, he hasn't had a long drive yet. But you run into somebody who's a runner or puts a long drive together, your D linemen are going to get gassed. And that honestly, like, my biggest weakness on my defense right now is my D line. Because I don't have enough fat dudes on the D line. I don't really have any, to be quite honest. Because I don't want to spend the coins. Like, I'm not, but, if you do want to spend the coins, like, I'll tell you guys who to get. So, you guys can see still, only guy on my defense that's even tired at all is Will Anderson. And that's just because his tackle on the right of screen outweighs him by far. The dude on the left he's not causing a problem. Some people have fat linemen everywhere to where, you need 2 really fat DNs. This guy only has 1. So, I can sub Will Anderson in and out every couple of plays with other guys like Warner, however you say his name is, to kind of like counteract the fatigue and not really worry about it too much. So that is something you can do. But I will tell you guys, the absolute best thing you can do is try to find these fat D linemen, dudes that are pushing 300 pounds, and use them as your DNs. Then, if on a, third or fourth down you actually want to sub in your sub linebackers, you can do that. So you have seen so far this game, I'm sitting in dollar, mixing in man and, zone, right? Now, you're noticing that I am blitzing 4 more times than not, and 4 is easier to block than 5, but I'm not worried about it because the coverage is really good, and by me sending Gronk up the A-gap, even if he does get picked up, if he knows how to pick up the 4-man, Gronk's not getting tired, so, like, I'm fine. And you guys can see, like, I'm screaming at him most of the plays, even just sending 4, and I'm using Carmichael. Carmichael is, like, 220-ish pounds. He's too light to be sending up the A-gap, but he's fine as a user. The thing you need to worry about or watch with your user is that you don't engage with O-lineman. Because even if you're not blitzing, but you even touch the O-lineman, if your user is a light dude, light in the pants, pause, you'll get fatigued. So you basically just got to understand what is causing this and how to avoid it. And like I said, it's not that difficult. It's the weight, man. It's the weight. The weight is what's causing all these problems. People trying to do too much with the light guys, man. You can't do that. Now, I don't know. EA might patch it because, as far as the D linemen go, I don't really think they anticipated the D linemen getting tired so fast unless they're fat dudes. So, that could definitely be patched. We don't know that, though. But for now, like I said, it's all about the weight, baby. We got to find the fat boys and put them in the game, man. And they're not going to get fatigued. They won't. It's definitely, I promise you, it's worth it. I've messed around. Like I said, I didn't want to spend the coins, but I've messed around having the fatter, backup D linemen. They're, I don't have the best, ones, but, I have some backups that are kind of fat, and, honestly, they never get tired. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. You guys can see he's starting to put a drive together here. And like you said, no one on my team is extremely fatigued. The only guy I'm really having issues with is that right of screen end. But as far as the linebackers, my corners, everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. He just put a long drive together. He scored. And again, I'm just watching Will Anderson subbing him in and out. But I could easily avoid that if I did what he's doing and basically bought Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward is, got enough weight on him to where, it's not going to be a big deal. I could also get, say, a Jalen Carter. Right now I have Aaron Donald at D-tackle. And Aaron Donald is, okay. He's a little bit iffy. He's a little bit lighter than you want, honestly. Really, I'm not going to lie. The move is Jalen Carter at D-tackle, then getting some fat ends. That's just something I'm going to have to spend the coins on at the end of the day. I'm trying to wait this out a little bit to see if they at least address the D-line part of it before I spend the coins. But it's not been affecting me because I do have subs on the bench. Like I said, that's the other thing you can really do is make sure you have subs. Now, his defense is, honestly really fine because all of his D linemen are big dudes. You can see Carter, Hayward. I mean, they all got size to where he's not having problems, right? And then he has Gronk and Carmichael the same as me, Peppers. He has a very similar team to me. He just has a better defensive line. He's just not good at the game. He's just not good at the game because, he just doesn't know what he's doing. So this is the skill gap. He knows the right players to use. He doesn't know the right setups. You're seeing I'm able to put him in a box. We're both running dollar. I'm moving the ball Will on his dollar because he just doesn't know what he's doing, man. And like I said, this is why y'all need to get on sportsgamers.com because I got all the secrets on there. You know, a lot of people just see the dollar. They see the little setup, that the little, dollar, and they think they know what they're doing, right? Because, like, oh, it's an A gap, mix in rushing 4 and 5. Y'all watch the games. I mean, everybody, there's plenty of people that stream this and that. Someone like this watches the game. They think they know what they're doing until they run into someone like me who actually knows what they're doing, and then they have to reevaluate themselves. So, but like I said, I break down my full scheme, everything you need to know, sportsgamers.com, man. I do post the games, and I do post the tips on here as well. But, you don't get, like, the VIP access for free, obviously. I'm not going to break down the full game for free, man. Give y'all some little bits here and there, though, for sure. All right, so, again, this is a point of the game where I'm just trying to kill the clock right here. I don't want him to get the ball back. I'm getting ball at half, too. So I'm thinking to myself, score here, score after half, and we're going to be good. Now, I just saw, it looks like who is that? The guy from the Packers, Bakhtari or whatever his name is. Now, that's one of the fattest D linemen in the game. That dude never gets tired. He also has 1 AP inside stuff. So he's a pretty solid option. The only problem with him is he's like $300K. And, like, I mean, personally, I'm not trying to spend $300K for a fat dude. He also doesn't fit any of the theme teams that are popular right now. He doesn't fit the Zero Chill, the Ghosts. He's not a playoff player. So it's kind of like $300K for a situational dude. It's a little pricey in my opinion. The Cameron Hayward, he's actually part of the playoff promo, and you can just get him. He's a set. You don't even have to get him off the auction block. He's just a set you can get. So he's not that bad. I would definitely recommend just doing his set. He's like 80. I think he's 87 speed base with some good block shed. He's solid. He's solid. I feel like he's about the same as the Bakhtari guy, but he's a set Bakhtari or whatever. However you want to call him, it's $300K, man. So, if you got the coins and you don't mind it, I guess go ahead and spend that. But for me, it's just not really worth it because as you guys can see, I don't have any fat dudes on my ends right now, and it's not really affecting me too much. So we're going to come out here second half, and we're going to get a little loose with it. First play, I just put that man on skates. We gonna stun on him just a little bit. Let him know what it is. But this is going to be, I believe, my final defensive drive of the game coming up here, letting y'all see what I've been doing. Like I said, I just wanted y'all to see that you can get around this fatigue stuff very easily just by knowing the weight of your players and getting players that have high weight. They're not going to get fatigued, and there's plenty of options. Like I said, the sub linebackers and the slot corners, that's to me the most important thing. Even when you have the guys like Gronk and Peppers, I still would recommend getting subs that you can put in the case that somebody does get tired here and there. Those two dudes are must-haves. I mean, Gronk is very expensive, I ain't gonna lie, but it's worth it. It definitely is. Peppers is not that bad. But, yeah, you got to have both, man. And I think Carmichael still is the best user. As long as you don't engage, right? As long as you don't engage with the line, you're going to be straight. So, again, look, screaming, Gronk up the A-gap, man. Let's go. So, again, dollar is the best defense in the game still. A lot of people, talk about, everybody gets tired so fast. You can just, no. You just got to know what you're doing, man. Look, another pick six, man. Went to the crib. This dude's about to rage quit. He wasn't ready, bro. He wasn't ready. Maybe next time, though, Ty. It's your boy Duke. Man, I'm up out of here. GG's in the chat. Let's get it.